Hi, welcome back to Natural World Channel. Sally here. I did my first video showed you the books I was going to use, and I was going to be making a journal about places. This is as far as I've got so far, so I don't know if you can see. I've made a journal cover. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to use this, to be honest with you. So it's got an image from, I think it's Lake District is the garden. It's quite shiny, and on the back a sort of coordinating image, so that's the open journal cover. I've made it using, I've stuck two pieces of card together, so it's fairly robust, and there'll be another one on the inside, and it's a strong spine. And I was thinking of, I've got a couple of coordinating fabrics I'm not 100% sure about, so I may use the yellow to go on the edge. And I've got a little thing here that says Dream, Imagine, Inspire, Create, which I was going to put on the edge there. Either that, or I haven't decided. I may put a bit of a stronger, darker, thicker material on the spine. So if anyone has any preferences, might be the yellow, might be the darker one, and a little bit of a thing. So that's where I am with the cover. It's going to be a hard cover, but not a hardboard cover. So that's where we've got with that. In terms of the papers, we have 3 signatures, and I decided to use the London book because it's beautiful paper and the images are stunning. So the first one will be this cover with on the stuff on the inside, obviously, with the gate. The gate just happened to fall perfectly on the other side, which I thought was rather beautiful. So the papers are a mixture of book pages, tea-dye coffee paper, various papers, index cards, maps. And what I tend to do is I tend to work through one signature at a time. So I've been working on the first one. So where I've got so far is I've done a pocket from the island book I showed you. So that's, I don't know if you can see that. Some little cottages. That's just a simple little pocket, and the tag will go in there. The map I've used is actually, I found this in a charity shop. It's got cotton on the back of it. You probably can't see that, but this is the map. This is the map I've used, and if you can see, it says this is a Brighton one, and it's 2 and 6, and it's very, very old map I found, and it's got a cotton back. It's fascinating, actually. So I've used that in the signatures as well. Coffee dyed paper, book page. With this is I've got a kit, not a kit. I bought some book pages essentially. I can't remember who from. I will put it in the description. And I've added an index page from another book, and I've put a pocket on here from the Somerset book, which I just cover with. I've got backed onto book page and just made a simple pocket. Another index page there, which I intend to decorate. Some papers. England is a garden. So far, this is where we are. I've also done a flip here. Now, the paper is very thin, but I left it because I really like the images, and I've just stuck it inside with a little tuck spot there. So that will be a flip. In the centre, I've got a lovely spread of a tree from the Somerset book. And I think that's all I've done. So, oh yes, the other thing is on the other side of this particular page, I have glued it down to make a pocket the other side. So I cut it short. And that's sort of where I am with the first signature. I want to add a couple more pockets, and I thought I'd share with you today what I intend to do. So far I've collected and made a few things. So I've made a tall pocket from one of the England actually cut-offs, so it had a building and some flowers. So that will go in at some, that fits in perfectly. That will go in somewhere. I've also made a couple of tags, which nunny and a flower, what's that called? Willow weaving image there. So they're just onto craft card, and they will be a couple of tags I've already made. Other stuff I've collected that I may be using. this is a book I got from the charity shop, and they happen to be places with houses and people, which are rather lovely. So I think I will use one of these as a flip. So I will back it with something and it will flip up, which is, I think, obviously Carol Laws does those, but I rather like these images, and they can fill the page so it hides something, and you can hide something underneath if you want to. The other couple of items I've collected, which I had in my stash, are a couple of postcards. This one is obviously very well known, a Monet of London, so I'm going to include that somewhere. And I had one of these old black and white photographs, which is written on, and it is Dogliani in Italy. It's a lovely church, but it's a very old postcard, so I'm going to include that as well. So that is more place. But today I'm going to make a couple of things for the journal. The first thing I'm going to do is make a card, a tag if you like, or a journaling card, using some of the paper from the Somerset book, because it's got lovely writing. So I'm going to stick it on there. In terms of glue, I use Eileen's tacky glue, and I have a very large bottle. I see everybody else use little tiny ones, but I can't cope with those. So I have a large bottle. So I'm actually going to glue the card. I do appreciate watching videos and watching people glue is like watching wallpaper dry, so I'll do it as quickly as I can. I keep mine in a mug upside down, so it's always running. So I'm going to just stick this on here, and I do have one of these, very useful cards. Okay. So that is that. I'm going to cut that off. Cut the spare bits off here. Okay. So that's the script put onto a card. So I'm using some of the Somerset book. I have a kit here that I purchased. I keep them all in a box, which has sort of got the browns and sepias that I quite like for this particular journal. So I'm going to use one of these, and I'll show you what I do to make it a little bit more interesting. So I think I will use... I quite like this. It's got writing as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear... I don't know whether I like that or that. I think I'll tear down here. Just going to tear it very simply with my fingers, not using a ruler at all. And I want to put this as a jagged edge on there, stuck on there. I actually might take a little bit off here. I think I'll just use a ruler for that. I know everyone uses the plastic rulers, but I actually bought a silver one, and I think it's a bit more robust actually, but that's me. So I want to stick that on there as a bit of decoration, and also as a coordinating colour, so if you can see that. So that is going to be stuck on now. Hope you can see I'm just gluing. I mean, it's not particularly exciting. Gosh, I'm so nervous. Okay. So that gets glued onto the edge. And again trimmed quickly. So that is a journaling card, but it's a little bit dull, so I'm going to add some labels. So I'll grab my label book that I did go through with you and pick a couple. Now, I'm not sure the animals vibe is really any good for this particular journal, so I think I'm going to use one of the mineral labels. That's not a very good one. Let's have a look what works with this. Quite like the black writing. So School of Mines. So I think I'm going to stick that on there. And I may have a look at something else. What else have we got here? Oh, I've got these Journey here. I'm not sure, the colour's not really right, is it? I've got anything else. Sorry, I'm chuntering away here. I think sometimes a label's quite nice to have on, so you can write something. Don't know. Have I got any other larger labels? Let's have a look. Oh, we've got a brown one. I know. Oh, that's not. I might put that there as well, I think. So I use art glitter glue for the smaller stuff. And I use I have baby wipes which I let dry, so they're quite good to press without causing any damage to it. Do you know what? That's quite dull, isn't it? I'm having a bit of a moment here. I might do a sticker. Let's have a look. So my stickers here, I have got a wide variety of stickers, but they're not really to do with place, which is I don't know, maybe a sticker just to add a bit of something. Nope, not sure about that. This, I should have planned this better, shouldn't I, really? Maybe just a... I think something like that will be sufficient. I need to put my thing in. Glue here. So I think that adds a little bit of something, so I'm going to glue the label on first, I think. Sorry, I'm not talking very much. Hope you're all well. Gosh, this is... I don't know how Carol and Wendy and all the rest of them do these so often, because this is really quite terrifying, it has to be said. So these are, I think I got these from AliExpress. They're quite shiny, and I thought they were going to be the vellum stickers, but actually they are clear when you pull off the back. So even though they're shiny, let's see if I can hook it under that label a bit. They are, they're quite good, really. They're still clear. So last bit for me would be, I do like inking. I know a lot of people don't like inking, but I do prefer it. So I will just ink very quickly around the edge. Okay, so there we have. So I may use this as a pocket. I may add some little things on the back to make it a pocket. I may use it as a journaling card, but I've basically used the Somerset background, a little bit of coordinating, torn off paper, a sticker and a couple of labels. And there we have a journaling card or a pocket, however I decide to use it. Okay, the second thing I want to make today is a tracing paper pocket using one of the Somerset images. So I'm going to cut this down because I don't want it this big. I don't want the pocket this big. So I am going to cut it down using my ruler and my little craft knife. So I think I will do it, the description of the actual place. Do I want it that small? I'll go down a bit more actually. I think I'll go down below there. Okay. Cut this down as well. Sorry I'm not talking very much. This is my first craft video, and even though I know what I want to do, I'm a little little bit nervous. I should be chatting, I know. Other people are more... I think perhaps I'll just get better at it if I do a few more. Please bear with me. Any comments welcome, obviously. Right, so this will be the background of the pocket. There will still be a tag in it, but I want something showing in the background. So I'm going to stick this onto a bit of book page just to give it a bit more robustness. So more gluing, sorry about that. More gluing, more gluing. I'm just going to stick it onto, try and get it so I don't have to cut too much off. Line it up with the bottom. Get my okay, and just cut around the edge. I would use my trimmer normally, but it won't fit on the desk, so just trim around the edge. So that is the background for my tracing paper pocket. So essentially, the tracing paper is going to go over the top. I use basic tracing paper from The Works, I think. It only cost me £2.50. This is the not printable stuff. So essentially what I'm going to do is make a pocket that goes over this. So I need to cut it at probably about... Cut it at about there. Keep that. I'm going to just fold over the edge, like so, and up from the bottom. Hope I'm in screen here. There we go. And I'm going to cut a bit off here, like so. So I folded around the edges to provide the pocket, essentially. So what I'm going to do now, because I've got the creases, is I'm going to cut the corners, like so. I'm going to pop this inside, wrong way around. I just want to cut those as well. And I'm going to fold this down to secure it a bit. That's not right, actually. I don't need that at all. Cut that off. Cut that off. Right, so essentially you glue the three edges down like this. And then you leave the top open. You put I'm going to put a little snip in the top here with my trusty 1-inch. I have a bit of a guesstimate here, like so. I haven't cut that very well, have I? Just make sure I've done this properly. Probably don't need as much on this side, really. Let's just cut a bit off there. Right, so I'm going to pop this in here, right up to the edge. And I'm going to glue down the tracing paper. All I seem to have done this video is glue, which is a little bit awful really, but I'm feeling a little bit edgy about this, has to be said. Right, that goes down like that. And the other side. And finally the bottom. And there we have a pocket with tracing paper front. So you can see, oh, actually that needs to be further up because it's showing, that's it. That's better, that's better. So you can see the image from the Somerset book through the top. You have a little pocket here. And you can put a tag in there, and when you take it out to write on, there's something still there. So tracing paper pocket and a journaling card somewhere around here, or a pocket as well. Two things I've made today, and that is going to be the video today. thank you for watching. I'm trying not to do very long videos because I do enjoy watching people's videos, but I do find some of them a little bit long. So this one's just going to be short. I've just made 2 quick things. This could be a pocket or a journaling card, and a tracing paper pocket using an image from my Somerset book, which will go into the journal. So thanks for watching, and that's it for today. Thank you.